go again? Nah. That's right, the moment you've all been waiting for, a Nanaho variant has arrived. And honestly, this episode was a lot of fun, so I can't wait to talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downson. Today we're talking all things episode 99 of the Yugioh Go Rush anime series. An episode that far exceeded my expectations. After all, I thought it would be a hard task for any episode to follow what we got in episode 98. So first off, the Ninja Village. I love the way the show handled this, as it carried an air of suspiciousness throughout. And it made you think that they're up to something devious, after getting a lot of 3 items, and the fact that we know this group's variants from 7s and how sneaky they can be. Yet here, they genuinely love having customers and giving them the best experience before they inevitably have to close down their amusement park. So their main objective was to try as hard as they can to make sure every ride was fun, every photo was memorable, and everyone was smiling. There were all around 6 people left within the Ninja Village, so they were operating on a very skeleton structure, yet that didn't stop them from trying to make sure that everyone was happy and to not make their customer think that they were short-staffed. So the heart, the passion, the determination just made me like these characters even more. Also, learning how the amusement park got cut off from the public was really funny, and it ties back to the crew landing at the Mutsuba town ship at the end of season 1. So I like that little callback. I thought that was pretty cool. Now, leading up to the group's arrival at the amusement park, it's very clear that we get this shot from the episode, and it looks very much like the first introduction that we got from Nanaho's group in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s when we had the training camp. So I love that this episode had this kind of tie-in to that particular moment within 7s, and of course the location. But returning to the main goal of this episode, from UTS perspective, they wanted to create a situation where UTS could have fun and relax, thus allowing him to feel better after the pain and suffering he's gone through after learning about all of his 8.8 million subordinates vanishing, and of course Yugioh's death. Then again, saying that, UTS's feelings are valid, so I'm glad they did touch upon that aspect as well. But I loved how Yuhi, Yumu, and especially Park all wanted to come together to make sure they were there and support him. I especially loved Park's part in this, because although we've seen her bond/relationship grow with UTS, it really does go to show that she massively cares about him, because she goes out of her comfort zone just to kind of make sure he's okay. And she does it on her own, which shows a lot of confidence and a lot of spirit, so to speak. But obviously, with this goal of making UTS sort of feel better and recover from his sadness, it did make the whole slice of life vibe of walking around Mutsuba town skit a little more meaningful. Ultimately, this episode did give off some filler energy, but I think it was necessary to have this episode in between what we just had and what we're about to receive. Because if we'd gone from losing Yugioh straight into the final doors of, so to speak, I feel like it would have been a little bit disconnected or a little bit rushed. So to have this calm before the storm, I did appreciate it. And speaking of storms, that's exactly what we look to be getting, as Yuga seems to want to take action now. Seeing him feel like the time is right while being in space and what looks to be Yugioh's spaceship, I can't wait to see what he cooks up in the next coming episodes. Plus, we have the reveal that there was a card that Kawaii was working on that would help revive the Vulgarians. However, if this plan does work out with this card, I feel like there's going to be some negative connotations added to it. Because whenever you're playing around with death, there's always some negative that's going to be attached to the person that comes back. And of course, dying can really negatively affect one's psychiatrical, being. It could affect the brain, or it could affect the mind, or it could affect a memory, or whatever. So they've got to be very careful when bringing people back, because they might not come back as they once were. And of course, mind manipulation isn't something new to Rush Dueling, or even Yu-Gi-Oh for that matter. So let's see what happens moving forward. Overall though, those were my quick thoughts on this episode. I really did like this episode a lot, and I loved the characters that were introduced. So let me know your first impressions in the comments down below. Hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Arigato. Matane. Goodbye.